we briefly mentioned, John, last night, a fairly good approach to this that there's an USLA paper on that sort of doesn't, at least make some strides, is to have extensible verifiers, to have people tell you what they think should be verified for this code to run, and that allows you to play exactly the game Andrew was talking about. And, if you have a quick way of verifying immutable, then extend the verifier and help out the VM. And maybe the VM will say, no thanks. I didn't want to know that. I'll find out myself. But that's only part of the issue. A lot of annotations are used for static analysis tools, verification tools, software engineering tools, where that non-null or immutable is very important design information, and whether the VM needs it, well, the programmer sometimes could care less.
Okay, since we're running out of time, let me just flash quickly. Sorry. Got too many hats on. So there's one more bullet here that came up. It came up during the day, and that was all these funky dynamic optimization strategies. Well, what do you do when you're in an environment where you don't have space for the JIT or for multiple copies of code and so on? And then in the discussion last night, John pointed out that with a sort of scaled down, simplified version of a JIT and VM, you can get within 30% of a sort of full-blown JVM performance. And then there was some discussion about, well, that doesn't sound too, that seems pretty close, but then if you think of terms of optimizations, if you get a 30% win on optimization, people get very excited about that. Yep. And then some other things that came up, I think this is mostly from last night. During the day came up about reflection, and then the question, we sort of focused in about it, and that was, why are people using a lot of reflection? It seems to be hard to optimize what's exactly going on. And then there was this line of thoughts, which I hope I got correct. Previously it was interpreted, now folks generate bytecodes, and I think Cliff was saying this. Did I get this right?
Yeah, this is hotspot. I don't know what IBM bureaucracy, but we generate bytecodes for hot normal compiler oppositions as well.
And the question came out is, could we use some kind of caching of the bytecodes that get generated? Someone else pointed out that in Day2E there's lots and lots of reflection going on. Completely different topic. Doug mentioned that the JCP was asked, what should researchers work on? And the number one answer, right, was
Number one answer.
XML as an intrinsic data type. Yeah, it was the same reaction it got last night.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not proud to announce that, but yeah, there was at the executive committee during some lull, I asked what people thought, and this was a group of 16 people, and all the major players, and like 4 of them said, yeah, we need this.
So there are projects and IBM research, and I'm aware of project and Microsoft research that's addressing this issue.
Yeah. Way more important than I think people wish to admit.
And then finally, something that wasn't discussed too much, but I think it came up in the lunch discussion, was are there hardware folks ready to sort of ask our opinion on what kind of toys they give us, what kind of constructs, or are we still have to play with the toys they give us? Basically, since frequency scaling is slowing down, are they more likely to be asking us what kind of hardware support for efficiently executing VMs or finding out what's going on in the underlying architecture? Is that more likely to happen? And this wasn't discussed at all, but maybe we can table it for later. Did you have something to say? Or no? Okay. All right, so we've got 30 seconds. No, let's back up. Let me just go through the agenda quickly. So today's format's a little different. We've got 3 talks in the morning in the first session, a usual 15-minute that will get compressed into 5-minute break. Then we've got 3 more talks. The afternoon, we've got, I think, 3 sessions. There's no help today. yeah, we've got 3 sessions, so you thought yesterday was intense. And I think we're going to go to the, you plan on going to the headquarters? Or-
Well, no, I heard late last night that they're not able to organize it today either, so that's
Oh, okay.
hold out.
So Saturday, if you stay around.
Someone parked in loose spot.
Never try to negotiate with security people.
Don't negotiate.
Yeah, we've got leverage.
We'll move
We'll move if you let us into the. Okay, so then we'll have the usual adjournment. Dinner is scheduled to be barbecue dinner on the patio, weather permitting. Spoke to the organization folks today, and it's a little iffy.
They
We're gonna-
ignored their good weather?
They said, yeah, they offered the option of holding umbrellas over us if it rains. But we took Plan B. Was it if it does rain, there's going to be a room inside, and we'll just have a regular sort of banquet kind of dinner. But we're going to wait till the afternoon to see how the weather holds up. And I think that's it. So the first session is going to be chaired by TBD. Anyone have the initials TBD? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move John up and let John chair the first session, and then I'll find TBD to chair the second session.
Wow.
At least it's the last name.
I thought I was just being smoked for the whole morning. Because I'm a nice guy.
Depends, well, it's conditional on how well you do, actually.
So
but
badly, you have to repeat. You already prejudged and you said we'd only have 5 minutes for break, so clearly the watch I own is going to come in handy.
But just 1 second. I need to change the tape. I'm sorry.
My tape's only.